Who has helped Palestine more, Sunnis or Shias? Let's start with the Sunni states. You could argue that these Sunni states have been complicit in the destruction that we have seen in Gaza over the last year. It is Sunni states who have been completely silent, like Pakistan. Sunni states who continue normalization, like Morocco. Sunni states who have still been exporting agricultural produce and steel and iron, like Turkey. Sunni states who intercepted missiles from Iran, like Jordan. There has been Sunni states who have been keeping a lid on all of this and maintaining an order within the Middle East that supports the American agenda, like Egypt, like Saudi, like the UAE. This is what the so-called Sunni states have achieved over the last year. What about the Shia states and militia groups? This is where people usually praise the Shia. They say that they are the axis of resistance. They are the Ummah's last hope. The only hope, in fact, that Palestine has. And so they will cite examples like the Houthis in Yemen, targeting cargo ships through the Red Sea and launching missiles towards the occupiers. They will say that the entirety of the H group within Gaza had been completely funded by the Shia, by Iran. And this is wallahi a false premise. It is a facade. What the so-called Shia states have done has been equally, if not more detrimental to the cause of the Ummah and to the liberation of Palestine than what the so-called Sunni states have done. The Shia states have drained the energy and the hope from the Ummah. For example, it was the Shia states who pretended to be some kind of enemy towards the occupying entity. Hezbollah could have opened up a second front on its border with northern Israel, and that would have put a lot of strain on the occupying entity. The Shia in Syria could have opened up a third front on the Golan Heights, and the Zionist entity would not have been able to cope with that. Or in fact, what happened is the opposite. Gaza was left on its own. After a year since the Zionist entity could not take over Gaza, it was deemed as weak, it was deemed as incompetent, its true weaknesses were shown. And so in order to reverse that, in order to show its might and its grandeur to the rest of the world, it bolstered up its image by using Hezbollah as its ragdoll. That is exactly what it did. 3,000 pager devices went off, and all of a sudden Israel is once again in the driver's seat. It assassinated Ismail Haniyeh in Iran, and all of a sudden, oh my goodness, these people are so technologically advanced, they can get you from anywhere. Then it assassinates Hassan Nasrallah. Basically, game over. We're going to strike Lebanon, we're going to completely eliminate all of the top leadership of Hezbollah. What has happened is that the Israeli image of weakness and incompetence has turned to one of strength and invincibility. It's a very, very clever game, very, very shrewd. Hezbollah and Iran have not retaliated in any meaningful way. And so what that does is send a message to the rest of the region: don't you dare ever think that we are weak. Bolstering up the image of invincibility and strength is directly linked to the fact that the so-called Shia camp intentionally not responded in any meaningful way. Then it comes back to the original question: who has actually helped Palestine more? Is it the Sunnis or is it the Shia? This is another distraction. This is to fuel the flames of sectarianism. You see it all over social media. Sunni states have done more. No, Shia states have done more. Both are tyrannical. Both are tyrants. Neither of them represent true Islam. And so with the elimination of Hassan Nasrallah, with the pacifism of Hezbollah, with the silence of Iran, and with the complicity of the rest of the so-called Sunni states, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has exposed them all. And so if you were to title or label all of the regimes within the Muslim world as to what they really are they Sunni? Are they Shia? I'll tell you what they are. They're puppets of the West.